Okay, I'm going to go through some picking stuff with you now. The first thing I'm going to do is as much an exercise as it is a lick. I learnt it from Michelangelo Batio. Lots of people have used this and it's a great lick, and I'll show you lots of things that you can do with it in a moment, but I'll just show you the lick and then how you can use it as an exercise. So basically this is what it sounds like. We're going from 4 to 5 to 7 on the D, and it's all alternate. Then we have an upstroke on that 4th fret G string, and then back down. Okay, so that's the lick or the exercise. Now, the nice thing about it is, first of all, one of the ways that you can use it is by doing some triplet things. So you're going. So I'm just doing triplets there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then up. You can make up quite a lot of variations, but I'll show you some ways that you can use it. I actually use it as a rapid fire blues lick, and the way I do it sounds like this. And what I'm doing there is going 5 to 7 to 8 on the G string, and then doing an upstroke on the 5th fret B string. Another way that I use that as a blues lick, I'll do it in E this time. That was in A, round like an A Dorian blues scale. So if you're playing a regular kind of, you know, as I said before, Johnny Be Good type thing. You know, a little bit of palm musings, regular. So if I do it in E, I do this lick quite a lot. And what that is going from 10 to 11 to 12 on the B string, doing the upstroke on the 10 high E, and then back down. So in essence, it's the same thing as I said before. To come up with these licks, what you do is basically take the same stuff and change it, either change the octave, change the notes, whichever you do, just to put a different spin on it. And that's what I do there. I go 10, 11, 12 on the B, play that 10 high E, and then back down. Okay, now if I did that in A, just to show you, if I did it in A, same key as this one, just be there, it would be 3rd, 4th, 5th on the B, and that would be 3rd on the high E. Now if you want to use this as a run, basically what you do is you keep the idea the same and you just run through all the positions of whichever scale you're using. I'm going to use A Dorian in this case, so it's going to be 5, 7, 8 on the B, and that's 5 on the high E. Then we move up a position and we go 7, 8, 10 on the B string, and the high E string note is going to be a 7, high E. So if you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's a 6-note lick, and I play it twice in each position. Okay, 3rd position, we play 8, 10, 12 on the B string, and then the high note's going to be that 8 on the high E string. Next position is going to be 10, 12, 13, and then we're going to play this 10 on the high E. Next position is going to be 12, 13, 15 on the B, and then using this high E, 12 high E. Now you've got a choice of the one you can do here. One's slightly easier than the other. We can do this one, which is 13, 15, 17. We have to move across for this 14 high E to keep it within the Dorian scale. You notice that finger is skipping across there. Or we can go back to the same blues idea that I used before, which is going to be 15, 16, 17 on the B, and then 15 on the high E. So it's or you can use them both if you like, it's up to you. Then 15, 17, 19 on the B, to this 15 on the high E. And then the octave, which is going to be 17, 19, 20 on the B, and then 17 on the high E. So the whole thing's going to sound like this. I actually did 4 on each there, which just goes to show, in my playing, I really just select at the time what I want to do, but 2 would sound like this. And that's how it sounds like if you did 2. And I'll just do it again using that blues one instead of this one. I was doing straight Dorian there, straight Dorian, but if I use this blues one instead, just a slight difference. And that is the only difference, and that's how that one works. Okay, now I want to show you a little variation. If you are at a point where you're picking, maybe you're struggling with your picking a little bit, this is a really, really good way of getting some really cool licks, but also giving your right hand a chance to run for a bit, rest for a bit, run for a bit, rest for a bit. And the way that I do this is by basically going up, picking, like that, so I'm going up 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8 on the B and G strings, and then I'm pulling off, coming down. And you can do that, but anywhere there's a pair of strings, so if we did 5, 7, 8 and 5, 7, 8 on the B and high E string, that was a slight variation I did there, and I'll show you what that is. You go up. Now, when we did the lick that repeated, we pulled off coming down. All I'm doing is going up that same Dorian scale again, but going. So I pick going up, pull off coming down. So if we do it fast, it sounds like this. And that's a way that you can get some nice ideas going. Just moving on with that, there's another way we can use the same thing again. Now I end up starting on a down pick, but then switching to an up, and I'll show you slowly how it goes. It's because it's the rule of when I said before, if you do a pull off, it becomes 2 down picks. Down. And what I'm doing is a similar idea, but kind of in reverse. I'm going, basically pulling off, and then picking. So. So I'm muffed up at the end there, but you get the basic idea. And what I'm doing there is just basically pulling off 3, then picking 3. And what I did with that run there was I basically went down it, so I went pulled off, pick, then start the same idea on the next pair of strings, pull off, next pair of strings, next pair of strings. And the scale I'm using is the same Dorian scale, and it goes 8, 7, 5 on the high E, 8, 7, 5 on the B, 7, 5, 4 on the G, 7, 5, 4 on the D, 7, 5, 3 on the A, 7, 5, 3 on the low E. Okay. Okay, and I just pull off on the low E strings just a little bit easier. And that's how that sounds, okay? Now there's another one we can do, which is in reverse. So instead of picking up a pair of strings, we pick the first three and then hammer the second three, and that'll sound like this. Sounds a little bit reminiscent of Van Halen, kind of thing he does. And it's the same thing again, we can basically move up the Dorian scale or any scale that we want, and we're going. Going up those pairs of strings there. And then those kinds of things, to be honest, I'm playing at that sort of speed. I mean, I'm trying to concentrate on scale positions here to make it easier for you to get something to grab hold of. But when I'm doing it, I just literally repeat shapes. I get that shape, take it up a tone, take it up a tone. Even though there's an A flat in there, it doesn't really matter. We'll go chromatic. And they're really, really good things to build up your chops, and they give you a chance for the left hand to have a bit of a, sort of the right hand to have a bit of a breather, because it picks for a bit and it stops for a bit. Right, I've got another little idea for you, and it sounds like this. It's just a picking sequence that runs across a pair of strings, also shown to me by Michelangelo Batio, I have to say, and it sounds like this. So what you're doing is you just watch very slowly, up, you're going 4, 5, 7 on the D and 4, 5, 7 on the G. Now just watch how it works. We go up the pair of strings, down, you notice we go up and down the pair of strings twice. And it starts again. And even though there's 3 notes per string, the reason for the sequence works in this way is it's actually a sequence of semiquavers. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, if you have a pulse of 4 to a bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, the semiquavers would be 4 beats to every one of those pulses, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. But they're not counted like that before. All my friends go, what the hell do you think you're doing? They're counted as 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So if we count through this sequence, you'll notice that it's 1 bar of semiquavers. 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, and fast it sounds like this. Now the thing about this, any pair of strings, you can move it around. You do the sequence once on one pair, then move it to another pair. So it's, instead of going back to the previous string, you can either start on the next string or the string you're on. Okay, and that's on the top strings there. Anything you want. Okay, I want to show you one other picking exercise. I'm going to use this G Dorian for this, and it sounds like this. And what's happening there is we're going and And that's the whole sequence. So we go 15, 17, 18, then we go 15 on the high E, up to that 18 there, okay, then we go 17, 18, and back down. So just watch the whole sequence really slowly. That's the first part of the sequence. Then we move down to the next position, okay, and we play 17, 15, 13 on the high E and B strings. So hopefully you noticed that was 17, 15, 13, 17, 15, 13. Now, if you don't know your scale positions really well yet, you can just circle around that. Then what happens is you move it down to the next position. When you finish there, okay. I won't tell you the sequence, but I'll just give you the notes. Which was basically 11, 13 and 15 on the B, 12, 13, 15 on the high E, then down 13, 12, 10, 13, 11, 10. Okay? Next one. Next one. Which is 8, 10, 11, and you have 8, 10, 12, which is 10, 8, 6, 10, 8, 6 on the B and E strings. Then we have 5, 6, 8, and then down this 6, 5, 3, on the high E and B strings, and so it sounds confusing, okay? But what I'll do is I'll do the whole thing really slowly so you can see how the whole thing works. And if you can't get all the scale positions, don't worry, just work on one at a time. That's the key. Move. Move. Okay, so that's the descending version. Okay, then when we want to come up, I can't remember how to do it actually. Yeah, we basically slide up and start the next position, do exactly the same thing. And the only difference is when we do the first part of the lick will remain exactly the same. Instead of coming back, we move up to the next position and then come down that pair of strings. Up. And then we revolve around. So I'll do the whole thing up and down, and it sounds like this. You can just finish it wherever you like. Okay, we're going to look at a couple of licks, a few licks in the style of Yngwie Malmsteen, and the reason I'm doing these ones, he's capable of doing so much, that guy, as I'm sure you'll know. But he does some great stuff on one string, and I think it's important not to underestimate the power of one string. And there's one little lick that he does, which I'm going to extend upon, but I'm going to show you the basis of this lick that's just, I think, is fab, and it's a great picking technique. I'm going to do it in A minor, and it sounds like this. You can see I'm just going 5, 8, 7, 5, dropping down to 4 and playing 7, 5, 4. And that's a great little lick. If you can, and there's a great one in kind of this position as well. Same thing. Just pick any string. Okay. Now, if we extend that, what we do is we play this one. And move up a position. So what I did there is I went, then moved up to this position, which is 7, 10, 8. Then back down to the original one. So just recapping. Moving up, and we play 8, 10, 12. And then we run down all 3 positions, and then we start the lick again. So let's just do the whole thing really slowly. Repeats. Okay, and these are great exercises and great licks. So here it is, speed it up. Okay, I'm going to show you another one now, still in key of A minor, and it's a similar idea. It's kind of going the other way on the guitar, and he'll play 17, 20, 19. Then instead of going to the next position, he goes one below that, so kind of down 2 positions. So it's 13, 17, 15, and I'm sure you're hearing a classical flavour here. And then we move up a position, and we play 15, 19, 17. And then it's the same deal, down 2 positions, 10, 13, 12. Up a position, 12, 13, 15. Then down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1. So the whole thing sounds like this. Okay, one more time. So speed up. One more time. And they're great exercises for one string. And they're really good for sequencing the hands together, actually, just to make sure that, you know, because the whole thing about picking is making sure that the hands work in sync. Because basically this is doing the same thing and this is doing different things, different size fingers, different places on the hand, so it's synchronising the two that's the important thing.